This video is sponsored in part by Boutique FDB for all your Warhammer needs. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a good day. So I'm going to continue painting that Daemon Prince that I started painting like almost a month ago, I think. Live, by the way. And if you haven't watched that, take a look. The video will be popping up in the top right corner there. You can take a look at that live video of how I build this, how my viewers helped me build it, and how I started painting this guy. And what we're doing now is we're just going to be doing all the final touches. So, well, it's pretty much, it was halfway done before this video. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to continue now with Gehenna's Gold, or Gehenna's Gold, or Gehenna's Gold, something like that. And we did some of the parts on his armor, on his pauldrons there. We're going to do some on his legs here. We're just doing some of the designs. This is a gold that really pops a little bit more. It's a layer paint. Now we're going to use some Runelord Brass. It's a base paint now. We're going to be doing all the spears. We're going to be doing the chains. If I'm not mistaken, this is actually the same color that I used on his armor beforehand, because at first I was like, oh, this looks different, but then when it started to dry, it started looking the same. Again, if you're just starting to watch this video and you're like, why is it already half done? Well, it's because I had done it live, and you can take a look at that video in my channel, and you can take a look and see how I did it. I painted it live, and my viewers were helping me build it, like I said. This is an amazing, so this is an older, well, the older version of the Daemon Prince from the Age of Sigmar Warhammer world. There's a new one that came out, like a new model, of course. So this one was super cheap, and Boutique FDB gave me an even better deal on it so that I could paint it on the channel. So it's kind of like it's not really sponsored, but you know, they gave me a deal on it, so I figured I would paint it up and mention them as well in the video. Yeah, so I'm doing this on all of these little ornaments all over the place. And now is where I see that it's pretty much identical to the color I used on his other armor. So it's okay if I use it in the same stuff. I wanted a different color, but that's alright. It's not a big deal here. Alright, we're going to move on now to Grey Knight Steel. We're going to do that big massive plate mail that he has, or this big chest plate that he has on his front of his chest there. We're also going to do this on that arm pauldron that he has over his wrist on the left arm there. You can barely see it on top of the gray. I think I used a gray primer, if I'm not mistaken, when I did this. So it's just there to pretty much just make it shine and make that armor look even nicer, and to blend a little bit into his skin, his scheme of skin color that is like a bluish gray. I completely went against the grain on this miniature. It doesn't follow the artwork whatsoever. Pretty much didn't follow with the wings. Like you see, I put these spikes instead with the skulls. I went completely different than what this guy should probably look like. But so Warhammer, just like Conquest, I mean, you'll get some miniatures where you have your options of what you can make with it. Now I have all the extra pieces and stuff like that for this guy, so if ever I didn't like it, I guess I could somehow cut the pieces off and glue on new pieces. I don't know, I've never tried that. Or I could use his pieces to kit bash onto someone else. Again, never did that. If you guys have the Daemon Prince and you guys have built him, what have you used? Comment down below what you put on this guy. Did you put his big wings? I think there was, what was it? There was like an axe, I think, maybe, instead of a sword. I have no idea what he had. I don't remember. Now I'm using some warp lock bronze on just some of those pipes. It looks like pipes. Then I realized, although he had some on his neck, and I only realized it afterwards, even after recording the video and all that stuff and editing it, all that, I was like, oh, wait a minute, there was something on there. A little bit of dry brush of Sturge Tan now on that cloth of his. And now we're using some Citadel Colors Wraith Bone, and we're putting this on all the skulls, and as well as like those parts that are sticking out from his back, like that skin that's like part of old wings or something. Maybe he got his wings cut off and he placed this instead. I don't know the lore. I have no idea who the Daemon Prince is. Like I said, I don't paint Warhammer usually. I just decided to paint this guy up for fun, to see what viewers would like to see when I painted live. Which reminds me, I might be painting live again in the future, maybe on a bi-weekly basis, where I start painting like armies, like especially my Conquest stuff, and you guys can just chat with me. It's not going to be anything specific. It's just going to be general painting, chatting, having fun. If you guys think that's a fun idea, hit the comments below and tell me what if that you think if you think it's a good idea or not, and if you guys would join in on that as well. And for members, I haven't done a live only yet because I only have one member. Yeah. Anyways, but you guys can always join. You know, hit that join button and become a Niesterlinger for life. No, I'm kidding. Just for per month, and it would help support the channel. This is an expensive hobby. I've watched so many other channels that are like, oh, because of their members and their Patreons, they're able to continue their channel. I continue my channel no matter what, I know, but this is all out of pocket, and at some point that pocket will run empty. So if you feel it in your hearts to join the channel, please do so. It would be greatly appreciated. You can take a look at that information on my channel under memberships. All right, we're not done yet with the Wraith Bone. And the reason why I'm reusing Wraith Bones is because I'm using some contrast paints or some shades, I think, on top of this. I think it's just shades, actually. I'm going to put a big shade on the entire miniature at some point, where I haven't put that blue shade that I use in the dry brushing and all that. And I'm going to do something cool with his scars, too, later on. Some grays here now. I'm going right back over that sword because I really didn't like what that Nihalic or Nikali oxide or whatever it's called. Nikal oxide, something like that. What it did, I thought it was going to give it more of a ghoulish looking thing, or like a real bright scimitar like. It didn't, so I'm repainting that because I'm going to do something different with it after. And I think that was pretty much all I was going to do with the Grey Seer. Yeah, it is. And again, the Grey Seer and the Wraith Bone are also their primers, and these are the primers that Citadel recommends using with their contrast or shades. So it's kind of cool they have it as well in a paint so that you can use it if you ever make a mistake. So here we go. We're going with the Agrax Earth Shade on a whole bunch of different parts. So that's the skulls. We're doing this on all the armor, his teeth, his big horns there on his head. You can see what's going to do a cool thing, because I was going to like, oh, should I paint the horns? No, the flesh on top of the blue, or the red, the Agrax Earthshade on top of the blue is just really cool, actually. And on top of all the skulls and that skin and all the chains and all that, it just really gives this miniature a really nice, almost finished look, you know. It just does a great job, but I'm not even done yet. I'm not even halfway. Well, I'm not even, let's say, so if I'm done halfway this one, I was done halfway before, so I'm only a quarter away, 3/4 away. I have a quarter left. I don't know. You guys are good at math, I'm sure of it. You can figure that out. Anyways, all right, we're gonna move on now. We're gonna put a little bit of Flesh Terror's red on that handle. That really, just look at that. It's beautiful. That as a leather wrapping kind of thing for handles is just beautiful. Basilicanum Gray. Now we're doing this on the sword. We're just gonna make his sword like a stone like, and we're gonna do something to those like, what is it, pictures or ornaments or whatever, glyphs or whatever on his sword. We'll do something with that to really make that shine too, or pop later. Although I still don't like what I did there. Just putting some on his nails as well, and that one big horn coming out of his back of his elbow there. All right, this is going to be a long part, so I might skip ahead of this or just might skip through it, but this is where I'm going to be doing all these like scars on his body. Now, it could have been armor, it could have been runes, but I went with Soul Stone Blue. So I've used these in the past where I was like, why did they not come out very well? And people said, well, you have to use like a light blue underneath. Well, technically that's what I did on the entirety of the skin, is a light blue undercoat kind of thing. So having that and then putting this on top just really makes those, I think they're scars. I think they're like battle scars or whatever, or he did this to himself. They're almost like tattoos, like flesh tattoos. And I just found that this blue just made it pop. It made it look like crystals almost. Maybe his blood was blue. You know, it just made it cool. So when he scarred himself, it made blue bubbly thingies. Anyways. Yeah, sometimes I just don't know what to say anymore when I'm painting these miniatures or when I'm actually recording them for you guys. I hope you enjoy it when I talk through the whole video. I don't know if you like to hear my banter and stuff like that and things, but I mean, I could go on like, okay, why is this miniature like $80 some just for one miniature? I have no clue. There's no rules with them. There's plastic and a base. I mean, yeah, okay, for the army, I'm sure he's worth it, but for me, who just wanted to paint him, not worth it. This is where sometimes I'm really looking into a 3D printer. I'm really thinking about it. All right, Tesseract Glow now. Look, I'm trying this on top of that Basilicanum Gray just to see if I can give something to this sword. I don't really like how it came out. I mean, I had to shake this sucker. It was been sitting there for a while. I haven't used Tesseract Glow in a while. I'm I was going to use the airbrush and do like a whole glowing effect with OSL, but I'm like, no, I just want to have this blood for the blood god now to do his eyes, just to make them red pop. And there you go. The Daemon Prince is finally painted and ready for whatever you're doing. If you haven't seen the basing video, I'll make that pop up right now. I want to thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you all in the next one.